Good evening. Thousands of people have attended the funeral in Lisburn of the UDA leader John McMichael. He was killed by an IRA bomb on Tuesday. A funeral service was held at Lambeg Parish Church and hundreds of police and troops were on duty in the town. Austin Hunter now reports.
The security forces mounted a major operation around Lisburn from early this morning. Hundreds of police were backed up by soldiers and checkpoints were set up on all roads leading into the town. The operation was led by an RUC Assistant Chief Constable. The funeral was from the home of Mr McMichael's parents at Lawnmount Crescent, not far from the scene of the explosion on Tuesday night. A large number of police, some of them wearing riot helmets, stood alongside the mourners. Among the politicians present were the leaders of the two main unionist parties, the Reverend Ian Paisley and Jim Molyneux. The Ulster Unionist MP, the Reverend Martin Smith, was also there. Mr McMichael's coffin was draped in the Ulster flag and a UDA flag. A piper led the cortege and members of the apprentice boys walked alongside. The police were in front of the cortege and took up vantage points along the route. Mr McMichael's son, Gary, said the police had told the family they would not allow any paramilitary trappings. He said the family wanted the cortege led by a loyalist band, which Mr McMichael helped to form, but the police rejected this. MPs Harold McCusker and Peter Robinson were among those who carried the coffin, as the cortege walked to the War Memorial at Hilden, where it stopped for a short time. From there, the funeral went to Lambeg Parish Church, about 2 miles away. During the service, a minister said Mr McMichael had been a man of great intellect, ability, and had been working for peace. Afterwards, the funeral went back to Lisburn, and again there was a strong police presence. By now, thousands had joined the cortege, and the streets were lined with onlookers. There was a short pause outside Mr McMichael's public house in the centre of the town. The funeral then went to Blerris Cemetery, where the police maintained their strong presence. Among the many wreaths, there was one from Elizabeth Seawright, whose husband George was also murdered by terrorists a few weeks ago.